Alright, here's the deal. Truth doesn't politely knock. It fucking kicks the door down. You think you want awakening. You don't. Not at first. Because awakening feels like dying to a version of yourself that can't come with you. It's the kid pointing at the emperor and saying, "Hey, why is that old man naked?" It's the moment you realise the safety belt that protected you as a child is now choking your adult throat. It's the hermit crab outgrowing his shell and dragging it around, wondering why everything suddenly hurts. And when he finally lets go, he's exposed, raw, soft, like you are right before everything changes. Your brain is a prediction machine, a pattern matching, dopamine seeking algorithm trying to keep you alive. It doesn't give a shit about happiness. It cares about certainty. It would rather be miserable and safe than free and unknown. So, when the shell cracks, your nervous system lights up like a fucking Christmas tree. It's shouting danger, uncertainty ahead. That voice isn't wrong, but it's outdated. It's the same system that made cavemen flinch at shadows. But you're not a caveman anymore. Your consciousness with Wi-Fi and trauma. And that means you can witness the panic rather than obey it. Now here's the paradox. After the truth bomb detonates, when the lies and comforts are reduced to rubble, you fall into peace. And everyone panics here, because peace doesn't feel peaceful. Peace feels like nothing. Like the lights went out, and no one left instructions. No walls, no floor. No me. Just open fucking space. That's when most people scramble for the first lifeboat they can find. A new relationship, a new job, a new distraction, anything to avoid floating. You've done it before. You break up, then immediately date another version of the same person. You quit the soul-sucking job, then take the same one at a different company. You call it change, but it's really just swimming back to a sinking ship. The void is not a grave. It's a womb. It's the pause between exhale and inhale. The black soil before the sprout. It's not darkness. It's unreflected light. Space itself is glowing with photons waiting for form. You don't see it because there's nothing yet for the light to bounce off. You're not lost. You're in the gestation phase. An impatience in the void. It's like digging up a seed because you think it's dead. You can't force it. You trust it. Peace isn't stillness. It's potential under construction. Every night you die and are reborn. You call it sleep. The world dissolves, and in that darkness, your brain rewires itself, deleting, repairing, dreaming, until you wake new. That's the void in microcosm. When you let go of control, your biology rebuilds you. Same when you exhale. For a moment, there's no air inside you, a literal void, and yet, without that map, you couldn't breathe again. Life needs the void to pulse. You already practice surrender. You just don't notice it, because you trust those rhythms. What if you trusted the big ones too? Why is this so important? Because if you don't, your life becomes a museum of outdated selves. Rooms full of clothes that don't fit. Relationships that don't move. Identities that don't breathe. You'll decorate your cage with affirmations and call it stability. And that's the karmic loop. Comfort that becomes a coffin. But when you ride the chaos, when you breathe into the uncertainty, the universe hands you the brush and says, paint something new. The cost of creation is the destruction of certainty. So how do you do it? Notice the panic. Say, my brain is just trying to predict again. That awareness turns the monster into data. Name the void. Don't call it failure or lost. Call it potential field. Because words program neurons. Stay, don't flinch. Don't grab the raft. Let the old skin peel off. Remember, metamorphosis looks like chaos from inside the cocoon. Build slowly. You don't need to see the whole structure. Just enough scaffolding for light to reflect. A single act of self-trust. It's enough to summon the first photon. From a neuroscience lens, confusion is gold. It's the liminal zone, the brain's update mode. When your predictive model fails, your neural pathway loosens. That's when learning happens. So when life confuses you, that's not failure, that's the brain unlocking a new level. Change literally needs uncertainty, like a caterpillar needs goo. And in quantum terms, the void is the superposition state. Every potential reality overlapping until observation collapses into one. Your peace, your patience, is the observer effect that brings it into form. Avoid the void long enough, and life will drag you there, kicking and screaming. You'll meet it as burnout, heartbreak, midlife crisis, forced surrender, instead of chosen transformation. Because evolution doesn't negotiate. If you refuse to grow, it'll break what keeps you small. But when you embrace it consciously, the same void becomes a portal instead of a pit. The darkness becomes a dawn. So here's the father energy of it all. Stop calling every discomfort a sign to turn back. Sometimes it's a fucking sign to stay still and grow teeth. Strength isn't holding on. It's holding space. Discipline isn't control. It's trust through uncertainty. Because what you really are is not the shell, not the job, not even the identity. You're the field that keeps finding new forms to express itself through. You're the consciousness learning to dance in its own light. Now imagine your future if you practice this. You'd stop running from uncertainty and start sculpting with it. You'd stop clinging to people who keep you small, because you'd no longer need their certainty. You'd walk into chaos the way a surfer walks into waves, nervous but grinning. Because you'd know this is where the power is. And if you didn't, you'd keep circling the same karmic airport, rerouting every flight that could have taken you home. So make a choice. Float into the void long enough and you'll realize it's not a void at all. It's the universe pausing for you to remember who's holding the brush. Truth breaks before it builds. Peace terrifies before it frees. The void isn't the end. It's the raw material of your next self. The only real danger is refusing to step into it. So breathe. Let the shell crack. Let the old harmony die. Because every shattered structure is just the echo of your next creation warming up.